Hey, hi, this is Muhammad Hussein. I'm welcoming you all into my channel DBA Doctor. If you are new, kindly subscribe and support. Without forget, click on a bell icon to get latest video. I'm completely covering up a database server and cloud technology related topic into my channel like MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle, Azure, AWS. Current market is open for multiple skills, so why you are waiting and sticking into only one technology? Kindly subscribe and get multiple technology knowledge at one roof with completely free of cost. Learn multiple skill and stand all time in a market.
Hello friends, in this session we are going to cover up how to connect MySQL using Workbench and how to create a database and a table, how to view a table and how to control a table and how to drop any records into a table and how to drop the table, uh, how to drop the database. That all things we are going to cover. And before covering this topic, I am going to explain you some basic stuff about a workbench. Once you open a workbench in a control bar, in a search bar, you can see in Windows button, no, workbench is already present. If it is not there, then in Explore you can able to get that using all program files. Under that MySQL you can get bunch of tool. So there you have to connect a MySQL workbench. Once it is connected, this is the MySQL workbench default portal web default page. Under this page, what you have to do is you have to connect. I already created some instance connection. So this is the if you are first time connecting, just right click here like this. Some pop-up will come. Here you have to make a connection string. So this is the name, like alias whatever you want to give. I'll give a DBA doctor tester. Okay, this is the portal. This is the default port. As I am using a local network, so I know this is the port for local and this is the host IP. So I am keeping as it is. Okay, you have a different method to connect MySQL, that is using SSL or advanced method and using parameter mode. So I'm just taking a parameter mode which by default everyone is choosing. I'm connecting here. Once this is connection is established, what we have to do is here you have to provide a password. Once the password we put, the connection will be established and we have entered into workbench for given instance. Once we connect to workbench using workbench MySQL, what we have to do is we have to create some schema. Okay, schema is nothing but it's a database. Okay, and for creating a database we have a different method. Okay, before creating a database I'll give you some introduction about this. Left hand side whatever is present, that is a navigator bar. Here you can see this is the database. Okay, DBA doctor schema, sys schema, test schema, these all are schemas. And now top side this is a query bar. Here the query output and query level settings and all you can give in a top side. Okay, in down the line you can see output, whatever the executions you are executing. Here you can get the output for that execution details. Okay, Now what we are doing is we are creating a new schema. Okay, once we create a schema, then we are going to connect to that schema. Once we connect to that schema, then we are going to create a table, and once we create a table, there we are going to dump some record. That all things we are going to cover now. So here what we have to do is, this is a pointer where once you click, then new page will come for creating a schema. I'm going to click here. You can see here you have to specify a schema name. Okay, and it's a collation. Now whatever collations you want to keep, that you can keep here based on applications team request, but by default I'm keeping as it is now. Okay, so this is the schema name which we have to specify and apply. Once it is applied, the server is configured with lower underscore case table. Okay, which only allow lower case character in a schema, and table names, the object will be created as a scheme DBA doctor. Okay, and this is the script which we can use if we want to create with the help of query level. Okay, in a background this script only going to execute. Once we apply this one, what it is done is the execution has been completed. You can see the log, the execution statement has been completed, and it's been finished. Now once that execution is completed, here in output you can see the output detail, changes done. Okay, changes has been applied. That means that database has been created. In a navigator bar you can see that dba underscore doctor has been created. So if I want to execute the same script here in a query level, what we have to do is under query, the query executions will come from here. Okay, query selection, all query level statements. Once that statement is come, what you have to do is you have to type it like create a schema. This one is already done, so I'm going to create some dba like that. Okay, once it is done, here this is the execution portion, like one we have to select, and we have to execute the portions. Okay, but it is saying another, you have another syntax, so that means you don't need to keep this one. This syntax is not required. Now when I change this, when I remove the single quote, automatically the execution has been completed. Here you can see the output. Okay, like that we can do the table creations, the database creation. Once it is done, what we have to do is we have to refresh this one. Okay, here multiple schema has been created. What we have to do here for creating a table, we have to click this one under table. You have to right click, and here you have to select create table. Create table, you have to specify some dummy table, same leave a doctor record. Okay. Again, the collations and all you can specify here, and engine also you can specify. Regarding engine and collations, we are going to create a new session to explain in more detail about engine and collation. So once it is done, once this is done, then what we have to do next is we have to add a column. First we are going to add as a id we are giving as an integer, as for a number. What if we want to give for a number, then definitely we have to choose an integer value, and we are giving as a primary key because based on this record we are going to search, and for tuning and all it will help. Okay, and nn means not null, so I'm giving as it is here. And this one again, this record name variable character, obviously it is a character, so it's not a primary key, so not null I'm specifying, so we require that record. And this is address again it's a character, so I'm keeping as it is. And it's it's a character, so as its address, if the user is not giving address also, I'm okay for that, so I'm keeping as it's not mandatory. So if they are not providing, then also it will create like that. I'm going to specify. Once I'll apply this, and the record will generate like this. This time I'm not applying with the help of the GUI tool. I'm going to apply these things in the scripting part. Now we are created a table. Let me see here how it looks. Yeah. So table has been done, but there is no record. You can see the column is there. If we want to see the record is not there. So what we have to do is we have to insert a record. Inserting the record, again we have two options via address Mumbai. If I'm providing here, if I'm providing your two, and Santosh, let's say if I keep as it is, if I'm not giving any record for third column, then what will happen? You can see here I'm applying. The executions is done successful, and To view the record, what we have to do is, again we have to fire this statement. You can get two records are present, so like that we can do. Because in third column conditions, we have not specified to allow in third column we have specified it will allow a null value as well. So that is the reason in second record it is allowing for a third column, that is address, to be null. Okay, if we try to uh, enter a same record in first column, it will not allow. Let's we see. Okay, let me try to apply what we are getting. Insert into record, operation failed. There was an error while applying SQL script in database. A primary key violation error we are getting. Okay, like that. If we provide a primary key, then obviously we will get this kind of error. The record is done. So as if now we have seen how to create a table, database, and insert a record using a two-way method. And now we are going to see how to drop the data into our database. And these records are present, so I'm going to drop it. Drop table directly we can do. Not now. Okay, so when I after executing the query, you can see now there is no any record present. If I fire this statement again, we are getting the error code does not exist. So we have dropped the table. Now we are going to drop the database, the schema. Drop it now. So now the database also not present, you can see. I hope you have enjoyed my session. In this session we have covered up how to create tables and all. So coming session we are going to cover up how to modify a column record, how to alter, how to add a new record in a table, how to add a new column in a table, how to change the column name, how to modify the database name, and how to change the character string. That all things I'm going to cover up in coming session. So I hope you have enjoyed my session. Please get in touch and like my video if you really enjoy my session. And we will meet on a next session with interesting topic. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.